Hello and welcome to the EMTV Social. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by John McGilvery, and as you can see there, Monarchs' very own Kye Thomson, as we look back on a fantastic weekend, month, fortnight, whatever you want to call it, for the Monarchs, and look ahead to another big week of action to come. John, I think we'll start with last weekend. That's as good a place as any to start, and we spoke about it last week, didn't we? We half joked we had Glasgow running scared, but at the end of the day, once again, this Monarchs team, 2024 Monarchs, is very much a different animal, maybe the last couple, and they showed what they're made of. A fantastic win at Ashfield on Friday night.
Yeah, I think the word I used last week was competitive, and they absolutely were competitive on Friday night. It was a team performance. I know Max maybe didn't get the points he's riding perhaps deserved, but all in all, it was a team performance, led, of course, by Josh, who was phenomenal, but well backed by Kye and by Justin and all these guys. But we did kind of half joke that they were running scared. I think we went there and thought if we can keep this close, that would be good going. For the points to get a draw, I think that's a good result. You think, can we really get the super heat? To get the super heat as well and come away with it all was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and Kye, of course, I watched the match for the pit, so I was kind of in among. I could see the spirit was there, but that's from the pit wall on the outside. You're right in the thick of it in the pits. I've spoken to a couple of the boys since. They said that was one of their best memories of the last couple of years. It must have been great to be a part of that on Friday night.
Yeah, for sure. It was good to be a part of, and we were definitely hungry for it. And we honestly believed we could do it, and that's what happened. The boys dug very deep, and it was a shame I couldn't give the backup I probably should have. But yeah, all in all, it was a really good team performance, and I think we were the more hungry ones, and yeah, we got it done in the end. So no, it was really good for us in the club and our confidence as a team to push forward and know that we can beat anyone.
Yeah, and you mentioned the other Kye, and I think everyone looks at their own individual performance, and you win as a team, and everyone contributed. I know Connor, he wasn't happy with his early heat performances, but then came out and had the 5-1 with Lassie. Paco, I don't have the swear jar in front of me to use the words he used to describe his own performance, but still put in 6 points. I think you were with 7 points, was it, for yourself? So, everyone wants that little bit more, but I guess outside of Josh, who was unbeaten, the other team has good riders too, and everyone contributed. So for me, I think everyone should be proud of their efforts and happy with how it went.
Yeah, 100%. Ones like Connor who quite struggle around that track, with a bit of advice, he just showed what he could do, and he definitely listened and went out there and got a 5-1 with Lassie, and that was a big game changer, a big turning point in the meeting, and yeah, it was a shame me and Paco weren't able to get some heat advantages or anything but we still hung on for a couple 3-3s and was able to still able to keep it close, and Josh and Justin, they did an unreal job in the last 2 heats to seal the deal.
So just we had Josh on here recently, Kye, and he was so infectious in this belief that he was going to win everything. He was saying, we're going to pull and we're going to win. We're going to go here and I'm going to win. I'm going to win this. I know Paco's the captain, but surely that from Josh, just that belief that we're going to go here tonight and win, guys, that must be infectious throughout the team and give you a belief, because, sport's 90% mental. It's what goes on inside your head. If you go there and think we can win because you've got a guy telling you, by the way, we're going here to win tonight, is that making a difference perhaps?
Oh yeah, definitely. We be on track walk and he says things like that, and it puts this feeling inside you, going like, he's the man you want to have on your team, and yeah, it is a great feeling, and yeah, he's right. We can, and he just went out there and showed that, and just made it like it was true. He went out there and won every race, and so yeah, he means business, and it's good to have that by your side, and I want to do the same. I want to have the same head switched on, and yeah, it's really good to have him on the side saying these things, because it definitely helps our side for sure.
Yeah, and then of course we'll maybe do one last sort of point on the Glasgow match. One last question, move on. Kye, I think you might have been standing next to me on the pit wall for the superheat. Transponders don't lie, do they? All the drone footage you want, all the stills you want. Transponders don't lie. The referee nailed it, spot on. 2 points, good guys.
Yep, that's it. That's why they brought them in for things like that. Exactly. You could throw a blanket over all three of them, and yeah, that's what the transponders come up with, and yeah, so yeah, it was good to pleasing that we got the win. But yeah, it was definitely gained a few grey hairs watching, but yeah, they did an unreal job. I know what it's like out there. To feel the pressure, and you can feel very vulnerable trying to hold your position. So especially when you got Bomber behind you, and he's probably wasn't the man to have at the back. So no, it was definitely nerve wracking, but yeah, they really dug deep and showed how good they were.
Yep, and as we would say, obviously we've got Kye on, so do get your comments and questions in for Kye. We'll finish up, or we'll bring the first, should I say, comment up, and this comes from Ryan Anderson. So this one might be as much a celebration to you, Kye, as it is a dig at you, John. We all know Ryan football in and says, always a good night when you win through there. Speedway's equivalent to Dunfermline beating Falkirk, John.
He's obsessed, this boy, isn't he? He's obsessed. I'll let him have his time. You know, we've been down in that league. We're coming next season. We'll be there.
Yep, and that leads us on nicely though to this Friday. Of course, it is the start, or I guess the continuation of the Monarchs commercial partnership with Falkirk FC. So I know, John, I've never seen you turn into a 6-year-old girl in an interview before, but I'm sure if the manager's in tow or the captain or your favourite sign and you get them up in the tower, we'll hear a slightly higher pitch in your tone. And it is the visits of Plymouth. And Kye, that result was great last Friday. That was the BSN series, so that counts for nothing. The league starts this Friday, and a couple of changes to the Monarchs team. Unfortunately, Lasse Fredriksson has picked up a bug. He's got a virus, and he was desperate to come over and race, but his doctor has told him to sit it out. So Sam Hagan comes in. And then at reserve, Dale Wood guest for Max James. Max, of course, still a young lad, and he's got an exam at college that won't allow him, he can't get out of it, and it won't allow him to get to Armadale on time. So 2 changes for the Monarchs there. And I guess never a good time for anything like that to happen, Kye, but really when you were hoping for the team to start building that momentum and kick on, it would have been nice to have the full 1 to 7, but it's just up to the guys that are there to do the job on the night.
Yeah, that's right. But these things will make us stronger. Yeah, it's a big blow for us having Lassie. He's really coming on strong these past few races, and it's really good to see. And so, yeah, he's going to be a massive loss to us, especially coming into a meeting like against Workington. They're on there for roughly, I think they're nearly 13 matches now they've done this season, and so they're a very strong side, definitely at home. So it's a big loss not having Lassie, but yeah, it just got to toughen up and really dig deep and do the best we can.
I watched Dale at the first the academy match, and I have to say I was very, very impressed with him. He certainly looks like whatever he was doing during the winter, maybe he spelled last season as well. He looked he had that wee blip when he came off the third bend, I think his first race. But other than that, he looked very smooth and pretty quick as well.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a lot of riding, and he works quite hard. So yeah, it's definitely seems to be paying off.
Good.
Yeah. And then as you see the Plymouth team, there's one TBC in there. So Jason Edwards has been named as the guest for Nico Cavati, but of course we saw Jason, some horrendous looking pictures from Berwick, a man and machine buried in the fence, and Jason has sadly been diagnosed with a fractured cheekbone. So I know he missed Sheffield's match on Monday night. We're putting this out on Wednesday night. He was missing Redcar's match tonight. So very much TBC at number 1 for Plymouth there. But Kye, if we kind of look at that fixture again, the league starts now, and of course the Monarchs made the playoffs last year. You know, we don't dwell on last year, but very much a best of the rest. The league was kind of split in 2 last year, and we were there. There won't be that same cushion this year. Of course, it is only the top 4. So every match is vital, and first and foremost, I would say the home matches. You know, I did a little bit of maths the other day, kind of worked out that I probably reckon you're going to need kind of 24 or 25 points from the fixtures to get there. So first and foremost, you've got to make sure you're getting those 2 points at home and building up as big a lead as possible for the bonus point.
Yeah, definitely. We've got to stick to winning at home, winning every time at home, and just got to say to it's for all of us, no last places, because that can be a real killer, and if we can stick to that with our reserves and no last places, and all that we got Sedgie and Josh and Paco can put in a good performance, we can definitely do some damage. And so in a way it's good that the championship's just starting, the league's just starting now. It's been a very slow start, but we've used them matches to warm up now, and I think we're more than ready. And so I'm quite keen to put good scores in the championship matches, and hopefully we can really stir an upset.
Yep, so we'll see a few more comments coming in. So first up, just a hello from Ian Marshall. Of course, Ian home and away with the Monarchs and works as tirelessly as anyone on the track during the week as well. So Ian wishes you keep up the great work. And then a question from Jill Hislop. I assume Wally's her daughter. Her daughter Wally wants to say hi and also wants to know if you've got a favourite gate, Kye.
I'd say gate 4. It's always nice when the track's fresh, and peeling, winning the gate from gate 4, peeling across to the inside. It's quite a good feeling. So I would always have to go with probably gate 4.
Yep. And then a bit more of a technical question here. And you don't have to give the game away if you don't want to, but Scott Somerville, he likes to know the technical ins and outs. So he's asking, who do you use as your engine tuner in the UK and in Australia? And are these guys you've stuck with kind of all throughout your career?
No, not really. I've had a few different engine tuners in Australia, and just because things haven't gone well. But now I've found a nice, reliable fella, Penny, that I think he does a bit with Josh's. He works on Josh's, and that's how I got on to him. And he's very particular with his work and builds a great quality engine. So I've been got that now, recently in Australia. So I'm definitely sticking with him. And same thing here. I've had a little bit of bad luck just with some few dodgy things gone wrong, and but I've changed now. But it's definitely, I need to be looking at probably going further with, obviously, for a better engines, you got to spend more money. So I think this is where the time I got to bite the bullet and go higher and hopefully get some better equipment, because I think I'm not probably 100% satisfied with how everything is at the moment.
Yeah, and of course, as we'll say, we'll get to see Kye back in action on Friday night. It's the start of the Monarchs Championship campaign. You can get your tickets now at www.edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets. And for those that can't make it along, then myself and Mike Hunter will be in situ for the stream. That's edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/EMTV. Of course, John, Friday night is just the start of a big Speedway weekend for the Stellar Monarchs. Be less than 24 hours later. It's an afternoon jaunt down to Workington. 3 p.m. tapes up on Saturday to take on the comments. Who, as Kye mentioned, they've made a right good start to their season. They're a good chunk in, and I think as we talked just now, they're a very good chance of qualifying from their BSN group, and they're sitting top of the championship division. So after winning at Plymouth, so a great start to the comments, and that will be no easy task on Saturday.
No, Friday, I hope will take care of itself, but I think we'll have by far our toughest test, and that's including going to Poole, our toughest test of the season on Saturday afternoon. You're right, Workington have started incredibly well. Craig Cook's been absolutely flying, and he looks pretty unbeatable around that circuit at Workington. So I think Saturday will be the toughest test the Monarchs will have had this season, and probably the toughest test they'll have for a while. I do think that Workington team is set up well. and a lot of them go well around there. So I think Saturday will be tough. I'd like to hope, obviously, there's a couple of changes there, but I'd like to hope that Friday will take care of itself. We've still got plenty of firepower, and Kye, Josh, Justin, Paco, to hopefully see them off. So, but Saturday will be a toughie.
Yep. And then for yourself, Kye, Dave Harley, who is normally with us here, but I think he's enjoying I'll even do at work, but he still found time to send a question. And he was just wondering, is the new Workington track a place you've been before, Kye? Have you managed to get any training sessions or been down there for any meetings or that so far?
No, sadly. I was trying to, obviously with the bad weather at the start of the year, I was hoping to get on the track there at Workington, but yeah, couldn't ride anywhere, to be honest. So yeah, no, I haven't been there, which is a shame, but I'll just go out there and get a bit of advice from some of the boys. But yeah, I'm sure we'll work it out quite quick.
Yeah, it looks to me again, I've not made it down yet either to watch, but it looks to me to be the kind of track that the boys are going to love. You know, it's a big sweeping track. There's a good bit of banking. There's passing. To be had any kind of BSN matches I've watched there, it looks good fun. I mean, I've never ridden a speedway bike in my life, but it looks like the kind of track that, you know, you'll be able to get out there, put the back wheel on the dirt, and really go for it. And weirdly, you maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, Kye, but particularly when you first came over, I would have said those were the kind of tracks you felt more at home on. I remember probably Ashfield was probably your best track in the country for the first year or two. You know, we've seen good performances at Scunthorpe, but places like that you know there's going to be a bit of dirt on the track, and you can just go out there and twist the throttle.
Yeah, that's right. It's a track where you're pretty much just flat out, but you just got to make your bike work underneath you, so as best you can. So that'll be a big thing, trying to get the bike to go forward and work the best. So no, it's definitely a track where it's not as much not as technical as obviously Armidale and things like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and it's a shame. I'm sure Lassie would have gone very well around it. So, but that's the way it is, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to racing Workington. Can't wait.
Yeah, John, as we mentioned, it's a busy weekend for the Stellar Monarchs. First up, Friday night, Armadale against Plymouth, then away to Workington. But the work goes on and off the track. We've already kind of touched on it. You'll be in your element on Friday when Falkirk FC come to town. They've already said there'll be some staff, some players, and the mascot Fergus the Fox will be in tow. And then, of course, that continues on Sunday. The Monarchs and the work that Scott Wilson and all on the commercial side have put a very similar link in with Livingston FC. So Livingston versus Hibs is the fixture on Sunday, and the Monarchs will be in attendance. I know you went along to, I'd say Brockville there. That's many a year. The Falkirk Stadium. Some should call it the Grangemouth Stadium, but again, I won't make that
That's
big.
enough for you.
When we went there, would be about 4 weeks ago now, wasn't it?
It was tail end of March, yeah.
Yeah, about 6 weeks ago now. And great days. You're really good engagement and just about spreading the name of the club. And, you know, I think as you said, you know, there's 5,000 people at the Falkirk game. I imagine Livingston Hibs won't be far away because it'll be, I don't know what the away crowd will be like with what's going on at Hibs just now, but it'll probably be in and around the same. And
they'll still take numbers, yeah. They'll still take numbers there.
If you can turn 2% of those attendances into Armadale attendances, then it makes a big difference.
Yeah. Scott, I think, has done a great job. I think there's about 80 or so that I understand that are going from the Junior Bairns and things like that. I noticed they put something out on social media, a kind of discounted entry for Falkirk supporters as well. Scott's doing a great job there. The link up with Livingston as well. It's so important we get as many of these clubs. I know Livingston are dropping down, but they're a Premiership side and have been for a while. So to get that kind of stature is very, very good in the job that he's doing there. The more clubs that we get, because, you know, Speedway is one of those sports where everyone that will support Edinburgh, and there'll be fractions, we don't like Falkirk, we don't like Livingston, we don't like them, we don't like Hearts, Hibs, whoever. But the more that we can link with these teams, everyone will then get, he's a Hearts fan, he'll come along because they've linked up with Hearts, or he's a Livy fan or whatever. The more that they can do in that respect, the better. And, you know, like I say, the engagement at the Falkirk Stadium was brilliant. And if we can get any of these people to come back as a regular, then it's definitely work done. But Scott does a great job at bringing these guys in. I think there was a scout group there last week from memory as well, and there was a good number of them there. Stevie Lumsden does a great job just showing them the kind of simple mechanics of a speedway bike as well, just to give them an idea. And of course, the jaws drop every time he says they don't have any brakes. So it's the unique selling point of speedway, really, isn't it? So now the more that these guys can do, get out in the community, into these clubs, then the better. And as you say, if we can get 2% of that turnout at Livingston on Sunday that come and follow the Monarchs, then it's a job well done.
Yeah, and Kye, I remember from social media that maybe Stephen managed to drag Paco along Easter Road a couple of times. Have you been subjected to any of the wonders of Scottish football in your time over here?
Yeah, me and Paco went together and gave Steve-O plenty of stick about some of his players, and it was a good day. It was when what's that team from Birmingham?
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, yeah. So yeah, they got a bit of a towel up, but it was good to see the differences between the two teams. And
you were at the Falkirk Stadium as well, were you not? But you got a good show that night.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
it was the Killers.
Yeah.
Brandon Flowers is standing at the edge of the stage shouting, "Come on, Falkirk!" I'm thinking, I watched us get beat 3-0 from Montrose here a few weeks ago. How times change.
Yeah, we just need to get some work done, Kye, and you can get the Rabatoas or whatever, I forget which. Getting a real team here to get them involved.
Oh, I got the Brisbane Broncos. Yeah,
the Broncos. That's
best stadium in the country.
There we go. So, as we say, that'll be Friday night. It's the Monarchs versus Plymouth. Championship action at 7:30. I'll be there. John will be there. Kye will be there. We hope you will too. And until then, as always, Kye, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Kye.
Thank you to everyone for watching, and good night.
Thank you very much for having me.